Hi class, today we're going to be doing chapter 6, lesson 3, and it starts on page 457. Solve equations with rational coefficients. We're going to start with a real-world link. 3/4 of the students in Aaliyah's class belong to a social network. There are 15 students in her class that belong to a social network. It says create a bar diagram and shade 3/4 or 75/100 of it. So I have created this video earlier and was deleted, so the work is already completed. I apologize. So I'm going to be going over this quickly with you. Shade 3 of the 4 boxes, and that represents 15. All right, you still don't know how many are in the class yet, but at this point, there's a 15. It says label 15 along the bottom to show the amount of the bar that represents 15 students. Now it says, based on the diagram, circle the equation that can be used to find C, the number of students in Aaliyah's class. The correct choice is going to be this one, 3/4 of C, which is another way of writing 3/4 is 75/100 times C equals 15. Now, in part 3, it says, based on what you know about solving equations, explain how you could solve the equation you circled in exercise 2. Well, to solve that equation, you just divide each side by 75/100. And here we need to practice doing this. It's one of the standards that you need to have accomplished and polished in 6th grade, and that's dividing by decimals. So please make sure, kids, you are doing the actual division. 15 divided by 75/100. You have to move your decimal point out of the way, which is 2 places, so move it 2 places here. Fill the empty places with 0. When you divide, you get 20 students. So the whole class, C, represents 20 students. Now let's go on to page 458, decimal coefficients. Today we're only going to do examples 1 and 2, and we'll only do half of the problems, and then tomorrow we'll finish this lesson by doing examples 3 and 4. In example 1, or first of all, it says decimal coefficients. If the coefficient is a decimal, divide each side by the coefficient. All right, so the coefficient is a decimal. We're going to divide each side by the coefficient 25/100. Over here it shows you how to divide with a decimal. It indicates moving it 2 places, moving it 2 places, and you get the answer, or the quotient of 64. 64 equals n. And then they have the check step here on this problem. Let's go on now to do A, B, and C. Feel free at any time to pause this video so that you can write the division problems and show the work in your book. I will be checking this to see that you're doing the division problems in the book. In this problem, to undo multiplying by 8/10, you're going to divide each side of the equation by 8/10. Let's do this division work over here. So under C, put 6 4/10 in the division box, 8/10 outside of the division box. Move it 1 place to the right, move this one place to the right, and put it up in the answer bar. How many 8s will go into a 64? 8 of them will. So the answer for letter A will be 8 equals M, or M equals 8 on the answer blank. Now let's go on to letter B. To solve this problem, you have to divide both sides by 2 8/10. Show the division bar on both sides, dividing by -2 8/10. Now, let's put this problem in your book. I would like for it to go over here to the left of example 2. So show your division work for this problem. 42 divided by -2 8/10. Or 4 2/10, excuse me, divided by 2 8/10. Move it 1 place, move it 1 place, put it up on the answer bar. Put the negative sign in before you divide so you don't forget that the answer is going to be negative. How many 28s are in a 42? 1. You get a 28. Subtract 14. Bring down the 0. How many 28s are in 145? Please show all of these steps. So the answer for letter B, P equals -1 5/10. Now let's go on to letter C. To do this problem, you divide each side by -4 7/10 to solve for k. We'll put this problem above letter C. All right, so you have 10 and 81/100ths, -10 and 81/100ths divided by -4 7/10. Move it one place, put the decimal point up, and the answer is 2 3/10. So the answer here will be 2 3/10. Please show all of your work for this problem. Now let's go on to number 2. Jay's coach agreed to buy ice cream for all of the team members. Ice cream cones are $2.40 each. Write and solve an equation to find how many cones the coach can buy with $30. Here is your equation. 2 4/10 times n equals 30. Then to solve it, you divide both sides by 2 4/10. 30 divided by 2 4/10, move it over 1, put it up. When you divide, how many 24s are in a 31? Subtract, you have a 6. Bring down the 0. How many 24s are in a 62? That's 48. Subtract, you have a 12. Add another 0 and bring it down. How many 24s are in 125? So that is how they get the answer 12 5/10. Now let's go on to letter D. In letter D, it says, suppose the ice cream cones cost $2.80. How many ice cream cones could the coach buy with $42? In this problem, let's identify our variable as C. Let's say C equals the ice cream cones. Now, you'll have 2.80C equals 42. Divide both sides by 2 8/10. And I show the work over here. I would like for you to show the work in your book also. Move it 1, so it's 420 divided by 28. How many 28s are in a 42? 1. Subtract. You get a 14. Bring down a 0. How many 28s are in 145? So the answer to letter D is 15 cones. Now, for tonight's homework, what I would like for you to do, turn to page 460. On page 460, I want you to do 1, 2, and 4. Then, I would like for you to move on to page 461. Do 1, 2, and 3. And finally, on page 463, I would like for you to do 15, 16, and 17. Those are the problems that I would like for you to do tonight. Once again, or this afternoon. It's page 460. 1, 2, 4. Page 461, 1, 2, 3, and then page 463, 15, 16, and 17. There we have it. Have a good day. Goodbye.